represented the U.S. and World Relays next week, but she's got this today.
This is Favor Ofili, represents Nigeria. She's the indoor and outdoor record holder at 200 meters. She was a finalist in Paris as well.
Yep, one of those great Dennis Shaver Sprint Crew sprinters. There's Brittany Brown, bronze in Paris. That's hard to say. Brittany Brown, bronze.
Beep, beep, beep.
Well, I'm going to say it once, not 3 times fast. She's in lane 3. She is a racer. That means she's hired with the group. She's the home team.
This is Melissa Jefferson Wooden, recently married. She's the bronze medalist at 100 meters from Paris and the current slam winner in the short sprints.
Lane 5's Neita made the finals of the 100 and the 200 in Paris, 4th and 5th, so close. So this fits her. She's going to race both those here, and she's quick in both events.
One of the biggest stars in our sport. This is Gabby Thomas, 3 gold medals in Paris, won the long sprint slam. The crowd appreciating her right now and is stepping down to challenge Melissa Jefferson Wooden in the short sprints.
One of those athletes that folks come to see for sure. Tamara Davis, world champion, gold medal in a 4x1 in Budapest for Team USA.
And rounding out the field, this is Jaisha Sears. This is her first year pro. She's a 5-time NCAA finalist for the University of Tennessee. She's gone 10.77 legal. She's on the outside, but she's definitely someone to watch.
And this is a track that has produced a lot of really fast 100-meter times for the women. Don't blink or you miss it. Steve Graham, talk fast.
Actually, Thomas got a reasonable start, but right there in the middle, Jefferson Wooden looks as though she's got this one at the moment, but also going well is Tamara Davis. But it's going to be Jefferson Wooden who's going to take this one. Oh, not by much, but she gets it. Ooh, let's look at the time. What is going on in Miami? 10.75. We look for the wind. It's illegal, sadly for her. The first race where it's been over the limit. Well, it was close for her in terms of a legal 10.75. That would have been phenomenal. The win. What about Tamara Davis? Just right there, just 400ths behind. Ofili under 11 seconds, Thomas under 11 seconds, Sears under 11 seconds. Sensational sprinting.
I don't really care. If I'm a woman and I run 10.7, I don't care what the wind is. It's up on the clock, man, but allowable in your mind.
Yes.
Out of the blocks, you could see Gabby just popped straight up, and when that happened, I knew she wasn't going to be able to accelerate through with the rest of the women. But technically, Melissa Jefferson is very, very solid. She came out of her drive phase very smoothly, let her head come up by itself, and transitioned into her top speed, which is really good right now, as we saw from her 200 meters. As you can see, like I mentioned, allowing her head to come up, not bringing it up. And because of that, she's able to transfer what she did out of the blocks into her acceleration, get into her top speed, maintain through the line. A little bit rolly with her arms coming through the latter part of the finish.
Yeah.
She'll look
like
back
an
at that
extension with the arms.
She'll look back at that and want to make some adjustments. But overall, you run 10.7, wasn't technically sound, confident, and going into the deuce. I mean, Gabby's going to want revenge, but she's got some confidence with this 100-meter bounce after running 10.7.
I mean, Tamara Davis is already having a good season. I was looking at her. She'll probably be thinking, if I can run this at 100, my 200 isn't going to be too bad either. So what a what a series of sprints.
Yeah.
10.75.
From her 200 meters. As you can see, like I mentioned, allowing her head to come up, not bringing it up. And because of that, she's able to transfer what she did out of the blocks into her acceleration, get into her top speed, maintain through the line. A little bit rolly with her arms coming through the latter part of the finish.
Yeah.
She'll look
like
back
an
at that
extension with the arms.
She'll look back at that and want to make some adjustments. But overall, you run 10.7, wasn't technically sound, confident, and going into the deuce. I mean, Gabby's going to want revenge, but she's got some confidence with this 100-meter bounce after running 10.7.
I mean, Tamara Davis is already having.
Melissa, 10.75. There was a lot of emotion after that race. Talk about it.
You know, I've just been working so hard. I've been focusing on Melissa. You know, a lot of times I come out here, I step on the line every single time, and sometimes it's just not enough for everyone around. But this year, I'm focusing on what I can do, leading on the people around me to know that they know what I'm capable of. And now it's just my turn to showcase that to the world.
You started off Kingston with the win. You came to Miami. You got the win. How does it feel going into that 200?
Oh, it feels amazing. You know, I'm excited. Less anxiety coming into this 200 versus the last one.
10.75. That was the number on the scoreboard in Miami, and it came with a wind reading that made it unofficial. But the wind didn't manufacture what Melissa Jefferson did between the gun and the line. The mechanics did. By the end of this breakdown, you'll understand exactly why Jefferson crossed first and why the margin wasn't as close as the clock suggested. The field in Miami was not a routine early season gathering. Gabby Thomas, three-time Olympic gold medalist in Paris, was stepping down to the 100 meters, a distance where she is theoretically less comfortable. Neita, a Paris finalist. Brittany Brown, Olympic bronze medalist. Ofili, Nigerian national record holder over 200 meters. This was a proper sprint field, and Jefferson ran away from all of them. The question isn't whether the performance was fast. The question is how she built that kind of separation against athletes of that caliber, and what the mechanics looked like phase by phase. Jefferson's reaction time off the blocks came in at approximately 0.142 seconds. Clean, but not exceptional by world-class standards. What mattered more was what she did with the next 4 strides. Her drive phase angle held consistently around 42 to 45 degrees from the track surface, the mechanical sweet spot for converting force into forward displacement rather than upward lift. Athletes who pop up too early, and we'll come back to Thomas in a moment, lose that horizontal impulse before they've built enough velocity to sustain it. Jefferson's first 30 meters were covered in approximately 4.1 seconds, which projects to an average speed of around 7.3 meters per second through the early acceleration zone. Solid, but not unusual at this level. What separated her was the transition out of the drive phase. She allowed her head to rise naturally, driven by the extension of her hips and spine, rather than actively pulling it up. That distinction matters. When an athlete forces the head up, the shoulders round, the hip angle collapses, and stride length shortens before top speed is even reached. Jefferson's transition was passive and smooth, which preserved her stride frequency and let her carry roughly 4.7 strides per second into the acceleration corridor. By the 60-meter mark, Jefferson was operating at an estimated peak speed of 11.1 meters per second. Her stride length through that zone measured approximately 2.35 meters, and she held her stride count across the final 40 meters at around 19 strides, a number that reflects strong maintenance of both frequency and length. Most sprinters begin losing one or the other after 70 meters. Jefferson's ground contact times through the top speed phase were short and stiff, consistent with efficient elastic energy return, which is the mechanical signature of a sprinter in strong physical condition. Now here is what's most surprising about this race. It wasn't the Jefferson victory that revealed the most. It was the Gabby Thomas start. At the gun, Thomas rose out of her blocks at a steeper than optimal angle, her torso upright before her velocity could support that posture. What you are seeing in that moment is a premature transition. Her center of mass rises faster than horizontal speed accumulates, meaning drive phase force is partially lost to gravity rather than translated into speed along the track. Thomas's first 30 meters would have been marginally slower as a result, estimated at around 4.2 to 4.3 seconds through that zone. That gap, though small in absolute time, is extremely difficult to close in the top speed phase because everyone is running near their ceiling by then. This race also says something about the ceiling of cross-event versatility. Thomas is one of the finest 200-meter runners on the planet. The technical demands of the 100 are genuinely different, not just shorter. A more aggressive drive phase, faster transition, higher premium on block mechanics. Her 10.97 finish was competitive. Dipping under 11 seconds in a field of this quality is no small thing. But the start cost her, and she would know it. Here's the take that'll generate some debate. Jefferson is underrated as a technical sprinter. The narrative around her has focused on her competitive instinct and her mental edge. The mechanics tell a more complete story. Her drive phase, her passive head rise, her arm carriage through the top speed corridor. These are coached, refined, repeatable patterns. The one thing she'll want to clean up is the rolling arm action through the final 10 meters, a slight lateral rotation rather than pure sagittal drive. It costs marginal efficiency at the finish line. Against a field that can punish a late race technical slip, that detail matters. Tamara Davis finished second with an estimated time of 10.79, running clean from gun to tape. Her block clearance was efficient, her drive phase compact, and her top speed maintenance through the final 30 meters was among the best in the field. Jefferson beat her by approximately 0.06 of a second, roughly 0.65 meters at top speed. That is not a comfortable margin. That is a race won in the acceleration corridor, where Jefferson's smoother transition gave her a positional lead that Davis could not overcome, despite matching her in the top speed phase. What does this tell us about watching sprints going forward? Watch the 30-meter mark. The 30-meter, that is where most 100-meter races are won and lost, not the finish. The athletes who are already upright and floating at 30 meters have given away their mechanical advantage. The athletes still driving, still low, still building at 30 meters are the ones who will be at the front at 80. Jefferson was still building. Thomas was already floating. Comment below. Which athlete in the women's sprint field do you think closes the technical gap fastest heading into the championship season? We'll be watching the same drive phase mechanics at the next major meet. There is a breakdown of the women's 200 coming that will answer exactly that question. If this level of sprint analysis is what you're here for, subscribe and hit the bell. Every video on this channel goes this deep. That is the only way to actually see the race.